I'm Glenda Galvez. There are several ways to make a daisy, but I'm going to show you my way. The tools I'm going to be using, I have a roller, a fluffy brush, a veiner tool, my palette knife, a mold for making the daisy center, a little bit of shortening in case I need to put it on my fingers if they're sticky. I have 2 shades of gum paste, white and egg yellow, some silk white luster dust, some gum glue, a PME medium-sized daisy cutter, and some cornstarch. We're going to start by rolling our gum paste medium thin. You don't want it extremely thin because we're going to thin the petals even more. It needs to be almost to where you can see through it, but not quite. A little bit more. You can also use pasta machine. I think that's going to be about right. I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch on my petal cutter just to keep it from sticking. You can dust off any excess. Press firmly and maybe wiggle it around just a little bit, and then we're turning it over and pressing it. You can also take your roller and roll across it. What you want is a very sharp impression. You want to be able to see that cutter come through. Okay, that should work. And then pull your gum paste away. And now we're going to unmold it. There is a plunger here. Plunges it out. And now we have our daisy. What we're going to do next is put a little bit of silk white luster dust on these petals. I like silk white because it looks more natural than any other color. I never use super pearl on a flower. It's too harsh. Take your petal veiner, place it on the petal and rock back and forth. Go to the next petal and do the same thing. Some of these will stick together slightly. As long as they're not completely together, it won't hurt anything. But you want to try to keep them as separated as you can so that they'll look natural. If you find that your petals are sticking, you can do every other one like so, and then go back and catch the ones. It gives them a little bit of chance to dry in between. Mine are not giving me any problems, so I can continue, but keep that in mind in case you do have a sticking problem. Okay, now there's our last petal, and we're now going to make our center. Now we're ready to make our daisy center. I have this egg yellow gum paste, and it doesn't take a lot, just a small amount. Then we're going to press it into the center. And then just pop it out. We're going to put just a little small amount of gum glue on the back and then attach it to the center. And for movement, you can use one of these little sponge egg crate carton looking pieces, and then just lift your daisy up, set it in here, and get your petals moving just a little bit to keep it from being flat. And that's all there is to it. It doesn't have any wires. You can put it directly on a cake, It'll probably be dry within 30 minutes or so. So if you want something that's fast and easy. To make our daisy look more lifelike, let's put a little shading on it. I'm using moss green petal dust and a soft brush, and just on the outside of the center we want to just lightly dust a little bit of the moss green. And when we're through, we'll blend it out just a bit and brush outward ever so slightly to blend it. If you get too much on, you can always go over it with a brush with no color on it and brush until you have it just right. Daisy centers also have a bit of green to them, so wipe over it just slightly with your brush, and in the very center put a little bit darker green, because this is the last part that blooms on the daisy. The centers are darker, they're green, and then as they open up, then they turn the yellow shade. So blend that in just a bit and you have a much more natural looking daisy. I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Until next time.